several, reports have come out about studies showing, states with medical marijuana laws have, on average, 25% lower overdose death rates than states without medical marijuana programs. So there is a substitution here. Why we would try to discourage people from seeking the safer alternative really is mind-boggling to me.
And this program, and we're about to take a brief break, but if I can come back in summary again, this program was really directed at, I'll call the tip of the cannabis iceberg, in the sense that this was going to be primarily a pain mitigation effort. We haven't, as a society, really been able to embrace the potential benefits of cannabis and its derivatives as a preventative medical application, because we can't even get past this, can we?
No. Absolutely not.
And for the compassionate amongst us, there's a quality of life issue there. For people that are terminal, that are on opioids, and people that are ill, that are on cannabis, there's a huge quality of life difference. It's like day and night.
Folks, you're listening to The Coalition. CoalitionRadio.us, Facebook.com/The Coalition Radio. On the mighty, mighty Twitter at Coalition_radio. Joining us by phone in just a few moments will be Joanne Lipiton, Executive Director of RIPAC. Usually at this point in the show, I'm pretty upbeat, even if it's a difficult, a challenging issue. This conversation, it's beyond sobering. We'll be right back.
The voice of Southern New England, WPRO. And John DePietro.
The real governor of the state, it's Representative Patricia Morgan. Good morning, Rep. Morgan.
Good morning, John. We have to get all of the answers before we can actually vote on this. To do anything else would be a dereliction of our duty. We have a right to know the information, so do the people of Rhode Island.
John DePietro, weekdays 9 till noon, after the morning news, before Dan York, on the voice of Southern New England. News Talk 630 at 99.7 FM, WPRO.
It's a new year, and you are 1 year closer to retirement. That might spell trouble if you haven't planned properly. It's time for a fresh start by making a retirement resolution to finally get your retirement on track. But unlike other resolutions, this one is easy. Simply contact the Mutual Fund Store. Tell them your needs, wants, and your fears about your retirement. From there, our advisors will show you recommendations on how to make the right decisions for your financial future. You'll get professional money management from a dedicated team of advisors you can trust to help make your hard-earned money last. One call, and you'll have kept your retirement resolution. It really can be a happy new year and a happy retirement. For a limited time, you'll receive a free retirement guide and a free portfolio review. Visit MutualFundStore.com.
Hi, I'm Ray Gutowski with the Mutual Fund Store in Providence. Call me at 401-921-3331 or visit MutualFundStore.com and let's talk about your financial goals today.
This is attorney Stephen LeVake, your host of Legal Tips here on WPRO. And for over 18 years, I've been helping folks just like you plan for your future by preparing a will or a trust for your children or grandchildren, or by guiding you through the probate court process. None of us like to think about it, but we need to prepare for the inevitable. Call me, attorney Stephen LeVake, at 490-4900 or find me online at spllaw.com.
Whether it's for home or business, it's always good to be prepared for the worst. A standby generator system installed by Eastern Electric in Cranston, Rhode Island will give you that peace of mind. Eastern Electric is an authorized GE and Generac dealer. Financing for generators is also available with payments as low as $75 per month. Give Eastern Electric a call at 401-780-9601, 401-780-9601, or visit them online at easternelectric.net.
If you have sleep apnea and you're tired of dragging around your big, bulky home CPAP device wherever you travel, what I'm about to tell you may sound too good to be true. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Even better, you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for a full 10 days. Call us now, 1-800-500-7418. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. It's true. You can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere, anytime you want. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day in-home trial. 1-800-500-7418. That's 1-800-500-7418.
Now, back to the Coalition with Pat Ford and Dave Fisher on News Talk 630 at 99.7 FM WPRO.
And yes, we are back. Coalition on the Worldwide Coalition Radio Network, broadcasting live here on WPRO 630 AM, 99.7 FM. Pretty compelling testimony, if you will. People are preaching today. Joining me on the line is Ms. Joanne Lepinen. She's the executive director of RIPAC. Joanne, welcome to the Coalition.
Well, hello, and thank you. And, I really want to start by thanking Becca. Becca is really brave. There are a lot of people who have been through her experiences who are not about to get on radio and talk about it. And most of the medical marijuana patients in the program are a bit older than she is. But, man, thank you, Rebecca. She has a lot of courage, and she should be applauded.
Thank you so much, Joanne. I really appreciate it.
How much did this catch you by surprise, Joanne?
Of the governor's proposal?
Yes.
Are you kidding? It still has, and I feel this, and I've heard from so many other people who feel like this. It's like, we're going to wake up, right? We're going to wake up. We're going to find out this is all just a bad dream, because it is bizarre. It is horrible, but it also takes on the bizarre realm. First of all, I want to underscore what Becca said. Patients in the medical marijuana program are already paying taxes. When you apply to be in this program, and again, we are talking about some of our most vulnerable citizens. We are talking about people with AIDS, MS, chronic pain, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not like getting a prescription. The doctor signs your application. You could wait 2 or 3 months. Then you have the privilege of paying $100. If you find someone who is going to grow for you, that's a wonderful thing, but it's going to cost another $200. And I know that you brought up this point earlier. There has been many people who have passed away before they've gotten into the program in the past. I've been doing this for almost 9 years now, and there have been, unfortunately, people who never, because they wanted to be legal. They didn't want to break the law, and they wanted to be a legal patient, and essentially they died waiting. In addition to that, so keep in mind that the patients in this program are already paying fees to the health department. What's the difference between a fee and a tax, right? And now, if they choose to go to a compassion center, they must pay a 7% tax on every purchase that they make. In addition to that, the compassion centers have to pay 4% per month on their gross revenues, which we can expect that to get passed along to patients. The more expensive it is for them to operate, the more expensive that medicine is going to be. They're supposed to be that was the intent. But I'll tell you, when RIPAC was the organization that first went to the legislature and said, please, it's time. We had 10 other states that had medical marijuana programs. And I'll tell you, I first came to Rhode Island to work for or soon after I came to Rhode Island, I started working for the medical marijuana program. I started working with RIPAC. And, I'm basically from Massachusetts. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. This legislature passed this. They had the guts to pass this program in 2006. There was no money in it for anybody. It was just all about protecting the patient. It was all about doing the right thing. And I must say, I'm very privileged because I have seen Rhode Island at its very best, where you have legislators coming together, doing something. Remember, at the time, this was very brave. They were the 11th state to do this. Illegal under federal law, they decided that it was more important to protect vulnerable patients, to protect sick patients. So with the leadership of the late Thomas C. Slater and Rhoda Perry, they did it. And it was an incredibly, I think it was 92% of them voted for this program. And it was the best of Rhode Island. Since that time, in the last few years, I would say, more and more people are looking to this program to get money out of it. They are looking to the most vulnerable citizens of Rhode Island to extract money from them. And what they are doing in the process is reinforcing the old stigmas about marijuana. The governor's proposal is, it's not, we're not talking about a tax of a few dollars. We are talking, which would be wrong, because, by the way, when you go to the, right now, people are seeing their physicians. Their physicians are, or especially with chronic pain patients, they're beginning to reevaluate the use of opiates and opioids as Becca so articulately described. So, well, maybe you're a better candidate for the medical marijuana program. I mean, you have a lifetime of opioids ahead of you. You have a lifetime of these potentially addicting drugs. So with their patients, who also they're talking to patients who have already been on them for years and years, who are addicted and who are at risk of being addicted. An option for them is the medical marijuana program. But if I'm a physician, if I write you a prescription for an opiate, you can go right to the pharmacy and get it filled. If I sign your certification for the medical marijuana program, you might wait 2 or 3 months. You have to pay a fee of, if you are, on SSI, or Medicaid, it might be $25, or it's $100.
Has anyone calculated yet the total amount of money that the state expects to collect in terms of income from this program under the new rules?
Under the governor's proposal, yeah. I mean, she's got it out there. I don't remember it off the top of my head because I'm not near my paperwork, but I looked at it, and most of us just burst out laughing.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Her proposal is premised on plants. Her proposal, I'm sorry, I cannot say this without laughing. It's either I have to laugh or cry. Choose one. Her proposal, basically, and her spokesperson said that it is based on a plant having a value or having a yield that produces $17,000 worth of marijuana.
Huh? No, I know. Listen, it's been a few years for me since my Grateful Dead years, but even and I know that it's gotten a lot more expensive to get quality. But where does math come from?
Typically, well, we have asked that question. I have spent a great deal of time last week talking to the governor's office about this. At one point, I think they said it came from the Compassion Centers. Compassion Center I talked to was denying that. But here's the really problematic thing. If I am a patient and I am in the medical marijuana program and I am growing my medicine, which is something we encourage people to do, so they will have control over their medicine. So those who can grow it should and do grow it, at least part of their medicine. They usually grow modest plants that may produce an ounce or two of cannabis. Now, our law restricts the amount of dried usable cannabis that a patient can have to 2.5 ounces. That's all you can have. So you're growing small plants that produce enough medicine to meet your medical conditions. They have no commercial value whatsoever, because it's only for you. The way this program was designed is patients can grow their own. They can appoint a caregiver to grow for them, but that caregiver cannot profit from them. That caregiver can get reimbursed for their expenses, but there's no profit in it. And now we have dispensaries, the Compassion Centers, that we call them. Now, the Compassion Centers are non-profit organizations. the legislature said that, because once again, this is people's medicine.
Mm-hmm.
People who take medicine don't pay a tax.
Right. I mean, there's no sales.
Program,
there's no sales tax on prescription medicine in the state of Rhode Island.
That's exactly right. Not only is there no sales tax, but as Becca said, usually you have, or Jerry